Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. I really hadn't planned on doing a video this morning, but since there was no Big B video, I I thought the boat gang might be feeling a little deprived, so I thought I'd at least say something. Today's projects, I've got to put a new carburetor on a generator. I need to look at an outlet over by my side yard here. What would that be? That would be the Western Frontier. There's an outlet in the Western Frontier that needs looking at. So, since a lot of my job is to sit around and invent things, that's kind of what I'm doing today, is I'm sitting around and inventing things. And what I'm inventing is a wing. Now, remember when I first started this build, I went through, will I put a wing on it? Will I not? And I decided to permanently attach the fins to the hull. Well, it ran so good, even with the slow tape on it. It ran so good that I'm thinking I could get away carrying a wing around with it too. So the question is, how would I attach it? And then once I figured out how I attach it, I could figure out how I would make it. Now, obviously, I'm going to make it out of wood or carbon fiber or fiberglass. And since this whole thing's all carbon fiber, it technically should be carbon fiber. Now, the one I did for its bigger sister was, in a way, complicated to build because I had one central tube, a larger central tube as a spar, a smaller forward tube that served as a leading edge, and I had some really thin carbon fiber sheet that I formed an airfoil around that and then just glued the trailing edge flat. Well, I got it about as thin as I could get it. Maybe with really small spars, I could get it really thin. And that may be the way to go. And then I could just simply drill a hole through here and through here. And I have some really long drill bits that I can go through this side and go through this side. What I'd do is I'd pilot drill them first, and then put the larger drill bit through there so that it would all be in a straight line. But I just don't know. That might be complicated to build. I might just leave it as is. Although I should probably decide before it goes into the paint shop, because if I come in later, I'm going to be drilling holes and scratching up the paint. If nothing, I should just provide some holes for, that's not a safe place. I should just provide some holes for future development. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen to that. You remember I used one of these. Here's another one I have. These Turnigy battery chargers. I went online. These things are still available, brand new, for $20. So there you go. You know, and it just works with a regular old 12-volt wall wart. This is, 12 volt. So you just plug this into a wall wart, and the lights blink and your LiPo's charge. It's another model of a different company, but same kind of thing. So if you too want to build an electric chair and have a built-in battery charger, these things are a dime a dozen. They're absolutely a dime a dozen. Well, I decided this motor is going back into the Cobra. I ordered a replacement motor, but the shaft size is different. So I think I'll just deal with the little short leads and make it work. So you may see that thing going. My plan is, this is Sunday. I may go out Monday, tomorrow, and run this puppy one more time just to see how it goes without the slow tape. And then we'll head it off to the paint shop. The other little H&M shovel-nosed hydro, that's a project coming up soon. So if you want to do a build along with Jet, be my guest. Otherwise, just know that this series of build videos will be up. They're going to be pretty short and sweet because there's not a whole lot to building it. It's not like coming up with this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. Earlier today, I said I'd be working on this little motor here and resolving the short lead issue. So here's what I've done. I've taken the 4mm bullets that originally came off and were hanging at the end of some wires, and because there's a small hole in the side of the bullet to feed solder in and to let air and solder out, that's where I put the wire. And then in the end, I filled that with solder, and so everything was cool. And then using a toothpick and this liquid electrical tape, I applied liquid electrical tape around the end of the connector and the connection to the wire, making a very nice professional looking joint. And so you'll just have to hold this end when you push the wire on and support it when you pull it off. Piece of cake. So this stuff's still wet. I'm not touching it. I'll set that up here to dry. Now, this boat, despite all the problems I've had with it, and the problems were because of that. I originally blamed it on the speed control, but it wasn't the speed control. It was just a faulty wire in the motor. Other than that, I really like this boat. I think it's a good design. I think it's fitted out with good parts. And now I've seen these things on eBay with a radio for, I think, about $159.99, $160. So with a radio, you get a really nice boat with a motor that says, come on now, how can you not like it says boat gangs? Boat gangs. I mean, the motor and cooling jackets say boat gangs on it. For crying out loud. So I thought I'd just throw this in as a little addendum. We'll have this thing put together, and I'll probably run it when I run the T3, and hopefully I'll finally have success with this thing. I think it's a great little boat at a great price. I just haven't been able to get mine to run. Until next time, until later, jet out.